बुर्ज खलीफा नीचे कितना गया होगा? ठीक है, what is a Raj Rishi? So the setting is the palace of Raja Janak. You've heard about Janak, all of you? And don't go there. We can name this episode as Teen Devi. Who are the teen?
Hello and welcome everyone to AUM Finance Podcast. This podcast discusses the first principles of investing and is for informational purpose only. We intend to add to the body of knowledge. Please consult your financial advisor before taking any investing decision.
Let me take you to Indian history 7,200 years back. So the setting is the palace of Raja Janak. You've heard about Janak, all of you? Sita's father, okay? Now Raja Janak was also known as a Raj Rishi. Okay, what is a Raj Rishi? A king who is also a Rishi, and he is one very unique example. Another was Vishwamitra, but he became a Rishi after he was a king. Something happened in his life. So he's a Raj Rishi, and the beauty about Raja Janak's palace was that he could include all the world's educationists, the best brains in the world at that time, not India, would gather in his palace once in a year for a debate, for a dialogue on anything and everything. Okay? So the setting is 7,200 years back, Raja Janak's palace, okay? And today is a day, like our podcast day, where the best brains in the world on any subject, for whatever the subject might be, gather at Janak's palace, who is a Raj Rishi, okay? He is an anchor, and they are going to debate on any topic under planet Earth. The one who wins this competition gets Ek Sahastra Gai. So you can Google what Sahastra means. At that time, during those times, cows were considered as wealth. Okay? So Ek Sahastra Gai is a very big thing even for a king. Okay. It takes 3-4 years for a king to gather that kind of a cattle. So the winner of this competition would get Ek Sahastra Gai. Now there were many big rishis at that time who had gathered for that debate. Okay? 2 were very prominent. One was Gautam Rishi. Everybody has heard about the name Gautam, right? Gautam Rishi was a leading rishi at that time. Okay? And another was Rishi Yagnavalkya, if I am pronouncing it right. So it was touted that Yagnavalkya is going to win this competition. Gautam Rishi was out of competition because he was judging the competition. Now here's the twist to the story. One after another, every rishi counters Rishi Yagnavalkya on any topic under planet Earth, and he is able to give satisfactory answer, and the people bow down to him saying that you have won and I have lost. Okay? Finally, there's one lady, Rishika. So Rishika is a lady who is a rishi. Remember, we are talking about 7,200 years back, and the name of this lady is Gargi. Gargi, I'll have to, her surname is very unique, so I'll have to read it. Gargi Vachaknavi. Okay? She challenges Rishi Yagnavalkya when everybody else have given up. And the debate goes on from morning till evening. Ultimately, Yagnavalkya wins and Gargi accepts that she is, she is defeated. But it was a very, and there's never a win or loss in a debate, good debate. Everybody learns, okay? In the palace was also seated Sita and her 3 sisters, okay? And they were very, very young. They were around 7-8 years at that time. Now, just before this debate happened, Gautam Rishi approached Raja Janak, who was the leading rishi at that time, and said, I would like to tutor Sita. So Sita was entering an education age. Us samay ashram mein jaake they would take education. Now Sita was so taken by Gargi that Sita approaches Gargi after the event and says, I want you to be my teacher.
Okay, and not him.
And not Yagnavalkya and not Gautam Rishi. And she had her own reason. If you see the episode, you will come to know. And Gargi becomes the first and the main teacher of Sita. And it is Gargi who, educates and makes Sita who she was. And Sita becomes the pillar of strength for who? When she grows up? For Ram. Okay? So Ram and Sita faced many challenges like we could not even imagine. And Sita was the pillar of strength. And Sita learned the art of questioning anybody and everybody on any topic from Gargi. Gargi asked her, I lost. So why do you want to learn from me? She said losing and accepting defeat is also a great quality. And just because you lost doesn't mean you have less knowledge than anybody. And I want to learn from you. Okay. Now let's come 2,500 years later. So this was 7,200 years back. Now we are 5,200 years back from today, and 2,500 saal baad. This is Mahabharata. Okay. Now who am I going to talk about? Who's the leading lady of Mahabharata? Draupadi. Okay. Now, so the scene here is that Pandavas have been exiled. Okay. Now Krishna requests the Kuru clan कि कुछ तो दे दो उनको. So as a reward, जो reward लगता है, but as a punishment, he was given Indraprasth. Indraprasth was earlier Khandavprasth. Now Khandavprasth का मतलब ये होता है एक ऐसी जमीन जहाँ पे ना कुछ उगता है. It was a poisonous land. Okay, barren land, कुछ नहीं उग सकता. No water, खंडर पूरा. Now this is where Draupadi comes into the picture. While the Pandavas rebuilt Khandavprasth to Indraprasth, which becomes the leading kingdom at that time, it is Draupadi who takes care of the entire administration. And she is the chief financial officer, not for the household, but for the entire kingdom. Now you may, this is a financial podcast. Why did I give these two examples? The reason I gave these two examples is, let me ask you a question first, then I'll relate it to financial podcast today. Ki were we modern at that time or are we modern today?
We were modern.
Were we more modern at that time? Yeah. At that time, somebody challenging the leading, imagine, all IIM professors, all ISB, Stanford, somebody makes a conference where, you get the best brains in the world. Okay, we have women who are challenging them, but still we hold back. I think we were more modern at that time. So in the year 2023, why can't we be like that? Why can't we have a Gargi and a Draupadi like character? And Draupadi, when they were building the empire, a few hundred people from Hastinapur went along with Draupadi, and slowly and steadily she managed them so well that half of the kingdom under Duryodhana wanted to shift to Indraprasth under Draupadi. She will never eat until everybody in the kingdom had eaten. And nobody was financially in trouble under Draupadi's rule. So it was not the Pandavas but Draupadi who controlled the entire. She was the chief financial officer. So she was very financially literate for those times. Even Gargi had an ashram. Now an ashram is an ecosystem in itself. Okay? So if you want to run an ashram, right, you have to, even an ashram will not run without money. So you have to be financially savvy. You should have students. If you don't get student intake, you cannot do anything. So Gargi was also very financially independent at that time. Why I gave that example is if 7,200 years later we had women who were independent, and today when I ask many of the women clients, they say it is my father or my husband or my brother who is taking the call on money. And I say, come on, 23 years into the 21st century and this is how we are thinking. So I gave the example of Gargi and Draupadi. Okay? So
very interesting perspective. I mean, yes. I'm like, okay, I never saw Ramayana and Mahabharata from this viewpoint. Yeah. So interesting, very interesting. In fact, very motivated.
And these are also the lesser known facts about them.
Yes, yeah, I am very enamored by Gargi. I mean, she could have Sita. I mean, imagine Sita getting tutored by somebody. It has to be very, very important because then Sita changed history. Okay, Sita was also the sounding board for Ram, and there were times when Pandavas were Devputras, they were son of gods, okay? They were the most powerful men on earth at that time. But there were times when Pandavas didn't know what to do. They faced one after the other crisis situation. Who took the decision? Who guided them at that time? It was Draupadi. Now I'll tell you in maybe some other time who guided Draupadi when she got stuck.
That's Krishna.
That's Krishna. Yeah. And their friendship is also an example of a very mature friendship. Krishna had its own family. Draupadi had its own family. In fact, Karna once made a big blunder. That's why he got killed. By pointing out wrongly to the friendship between Draupadi and Krishna. But Krishna was the sounding board of Draupadi. जब Draupadi को भी नहीं समझना था. But for Pandavas, it was Draupadi, and that's why Kunti took a back seat. Earlier, Kunti used to guide. Again, a woman would guide. See, in our Shastras, who are the Teen Deviyas? You are Teen Deviyas here, right? We can name this episode as Teen Deviyas. Who are the Teen Deviyas in the Shastras? Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, and Parvati, okay, the goddess of power. So all the three ministries are with women.
Wow, that's interesting. We are all getting very motivated and charged.
So one of my life's mission is to make women financially literate. And they say, if you teach a woman, you teach not one household but two households minimum.
Right.
Okay, so that is the purpose of this episode. So I would urge all three of you to ask all the questions possible. Do not leave this episode without asking all the relevant questions, because whichever woman, female, is going to listen to the episode, let them learn from it. Let us break all the myths today, right? Now, before you people start grilling me, let me introduce you one by one. Sure. So first is Shruti. Shruti is an architect since 2015, right? You are an independent architect. You started your own practice, and I like the fact that you didn't tie up with anybody. Okay, you started on your own, and you are also a consultant with Blue Volution Infratech. Okay, and how many projects you have done till now?
I've done quite many projects actually.
Okay, good.
Cannot number them.
So wish you Godspeed. Maybe I get enough money to hire you for a good project for me.
Definitely.
Sometime in the future. Okay. Then it is Ayushi. Ayushi, you are a chartered accountant. Okay. You are also a US CPA, a Chartered Public Accountant from the state of California. 10 years you have worked with KPMG.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 years of consulting. 8 of which were with
KPMG as associate director.
That's right.
And now you have, there's a known as Unicus Consultech Limited. You're working with them.
Correct.
Okay. You want to add something about your
My background. The career graph has been 10 years. You mentioned, 8 years with KPMG, and always been in the financial services space where we are in the accounting advisory department.
Yes.
And an advisor to the CFO's office.
Wonderful.
So that's now been the same profile at Unicus Consultech as well as an associate director, where we are helping clients in the financial services.
So maybe 5-10 years down the line, I want you to start on your own.
Absolutely.
Or early. Okay. So, okay. And the next in line is Kavita, right? Kavita, you are a soft skills trainer. And I believe soft skills are much more important than any other skill.
Yeah, as you said, the Gurukul part of it. So
Yes.
I was more concerned with the lady who's teaching.
Yes.
Even I wanted to see her perspective. So that's where I relate myself. That
So you should all make Gargi and Draupadi as your guru. And there's a lot to learn from them. Imagine somebody managing an entire kingdom. The husbands were busy fighting. They didn't have time to do anything else. But managing a kingdom is not a joke. You are also a life coach and a psychotherapist. Okay. So you can ask psychological questions also to me. In fact, investing is 60% psychology.
right.
So as my guru Warren Buffett says, if you have too much IQ, you don't come to the stock market. It is EQ which is more important. It is emotions management. You also specialize in art-based teaching. You are a freelancer, which is good. Don't tie up with anybody. Make your own thing. Okay. You get attached. You've attached with a couple of schools, colleges, and you are also a blogger. And you develop content for different e-newsletters and websites.
Yes.
Anything you want to add?
Yeah, so I mean, financial literacy now that I would ask you for 40 plus women when they're starting. I'm like literally. This
Why only restricted to 40 plus?
No, because I'm
You
at that stage,
understood.
and
Okay.
this is like my second innings.
So
you
you
know?
revealed your age, I didn't, okay?
Yeah, that's okay. That's really okay.
That's perfect.
I feel very much in control.
Life begins at 40. You heard, na? Life begins at 40.
Yeah. So the second innings, I don't want to make my mistakes that I
Done.
made earlier. So
Done.
that's a.
I'll guide you, and I want you to guide many other people.
Yes.
So I'll also coach you on that. Are you taking your own financial decisions now?
Yes, absolutely.
Ayushi?
I am.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay. And Shruti?
Kind of.
Now you started, okay? So now going ahead, you are going to take your own financial decisions. And all the men, if they are going to listen to this podcast, let me tell you, imagine a situation. You are a father, you are a brother, or you are a husband. They should all imagine a situation if they are not there tomorrow morning. Anything can happen to anybody. So before that event happens, and it will happen one day, why don't you educate your better half, your daughters and your sisters to be financially literate?
So I'm going to, because my daughter has turned 18 plus, and
Yes.
that's when I was like that. When I was 18 plus, I had started.
And let
I
me
should
tell
have
you,
started that journey.
at 18, if she is already not financially literate, she is also late. You are super late, she is also late.
Okay.
That education should start in school.
I was going
Yeah.
to ask you the
Yes.
same question, that
Yeah.
at what age one person should start
At what age you start spending?
You're spending
when you take
constantly.
money from your parents and go shopping.
From your parents.
Haan. So
At
what is
that
that
moment
age?
only
Is
you
it
can
12,
start.
14, what age is it?
Yeah, you can say.
So when you
14.
start dealing with money, you
Yeah.
start becoming, start your journey of becoming financially literate. One of the reason for this launch of this podcast is also that even 20 years down the line, 50 years down the line, if a teenager is listening to that podcast, I am discussing first principles. I am not going to talk about आज क्या खरीदना है, market का क्या है, 10,000 people are there. So this is educational. And why restrict that? Ki only when I am earning I should know about money. And our life revolves around money. हाँ? और सब skills देते हैं. You know, I'll tell you, wealth does not pass on to the second or the third generation that I've seen. So billionaires pass on wealth, and we've seen it in the area that you live, okay, in our city, everywhere else. We've seen people falling from ऊपर से नीचे, people who are wealthy and now not staying so wealthy. So people pass on wealth, but they do not pass on financial education to the children.
That's true.
I mean, do not underestimate the ability of a youngster to destroy your wealth. Okay, he can do it, he or she can do it faster than you can imagine. And other things being equal, if I had a son and a daughter, I would have given it to a daughter, not to son.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I have 2 daughters, so.
Wealth creation and wealth erosion are just inversely proportional.
Yes. So what is the trick, Ayushi?
Financial literacy.
So what is the trick in this wealth creation and wealth destruction? Just understand. So I'm going to write a book on that subject. Understand all the ways of destroying wealth, and don't go there.
The exclusion approach.
Exclusive. One minus negative is okay.
Do everything except for.
Law of elimination. क्या नहीं करना है ये अगर आपको पता हो तो आप अपने आप. Yeah, you are in safe hands. In fact, I cannot teach you all the ways of creating wealth. Because there are many ways of creating wealth, but I can teach you. So I'm going to write
So you're focusing on don'ts rather than do's.
I always, when I was a teenager, I would read a book on riches to rags, and my friend would tell me, ये क्या पढ़ रहा है? मतलब वही तो देखना है मेरे को. ये कैसे destroy करते wealth? मुझे तो नहीं समझ में आता, और मुझे वो नहीं करना है. So I'm going to write book. I don't know the title. How to destroy wealth individually, and this happens at corporation level also. Absolutely. This happens to generational wealth also.
Yeah, we have seen.
And it keeps on happening at a faster because they are not financially literate. Okay, now let me shut up and let me open the forum for questions. Who wants to start?
Maybe I'll go first. So, Nirav,
Yeah.
we have already spoken enough about how women play a very important role, and how if the women is financially independent, and there is another aspect to it. So there were times when women used to be indifferent to the finance matters. Over the past few decades, we are seeing the women breaking the stereotype, and they are.
But you are telling me it is still not completely broken?
No, it is not.
Okay.
There's a paradigm shift in terms of how they are now empowering themselves, and they are also unleashing their potential in the various aspects of life and becoming financially independent. Okay? But with the financial independence, there is another very important aspect, which is financial literacy, that needs to be taken care of also, and it has to be given equal importance.
Yes.
Right now, what we see is there are savings, but they are either in cash or they are lying in the bank accounts, and because they are not empowered enough, or they are not even equipped enough to take sound investment decisions.
Wonderful, I like that. So okay, now I got your question. What you are saying is that women have started becoming earners of the family. You are breadwinners now, but you do not know how to deploy that. Absolutely. So even for that matter, you are still dependent on the male member of the family. And let me tell you other things being equal, who's more financially literate? Let's say India, 130 crores, half is male population, half is female. Who's more financially literate?
I think women make decisions which are more sound eventually.
Yes.
And men on the other side, while they take they take decisions and they are at the forefront, and they are like, okay, I can deal with investments, you leave that to me, just make the money, park it with me. I think somewhere they also are not educated enough.
So there is no data, Ayushi, out there. Okay. In fact, wealth destruction is more happening by men than by women. Men believe, and the society assumes that they are financially literate, but they are not. Okay. Other thing. Look, let me differentiate one thing, and what you said. Earning money does not entitle you. You cannot say just because you are earning money, so all three of you are financially independent, you have your own source of income. Does it mean you all are financially literate? These are two separate things. Similarly for men, so there are many prosperous businessmen who come to me, okay, and he say, I am earning crores of rupees. What value you can add to you? So I say, sir, earning money from your business is a different ball game. Okay, जो पैसा कमाया उसको कैसे invest करना? That's a different game altogether. And I've seen successful businessmen and professionals doing a very good job with their business and profession, but doing a pathetic job with investing. So check this out in your own homes, right? So these are two different, and you cannot rely on a single source of income. So one first principle I'll tell you, if you do not want to become poor, if you want to remain prosperous and become prosperous, have multiple source of income. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, no matter how good the basket is. कभी तो basket में problem आएगा. Okay?
There would be an overload.
Yeah, there would be an, yeah, you can. Okay, and second thing is everybody, no matter whether you are a billionaire, you are a dollar billionaire, you have to learn the art of investing your money. And if you don't, hire professionals like us. So somebody asked me, how do we figure out kahan invest karna? I said there are only two questions you have to answer. Kavita, Ayushi and Shruti. One is either you understand the financial products yourself, which is a different task, or learn to understand the person. You are a psychologist. या तो प्रोडक्ट को पहचानो या आदमी को पहचानो. See if somebody falls ill in your home and you go searching out for a doctor, ये टाइप का पहले कोई डिजीज आया नहीं है, तो what will you do? You pick up the phone, do a check on that expert first. So you check on the expert ना. दोनों नहीं आता है तो you don't deserve to create wealth. या तो आदमी को पहचानो या प्रोडक्ट को पहचानो, और मैं बोलता हूँ दोनों पहचानो. आदमी को पहचान के भी, so if you are my client, you don't have blind faith on me.
Right.
Okay, first you do a cross check on me, then you don't say कि Nirav is managing money, so I don't need to do any cross check.
Right.
Okay, you also make me teach you where we are going. Keep probing, asking probing questions. That is how it should be.
It's all about asking the right set of questions. Whenever you have identified the person you want to, park your money with,
Yes.
and, trust your money with, hard-earned one.
Yes.
It's all about asking the right set of questions which will lead to a sound decision making.
जो myth है ना, let me break a big myth. Kavita and Ayushi and Shruti, हम स्कूल में कितने सब्जेक्ट पढ़े एक साथ? You are in first, 7, 8. How many languages?
2 languages minimum.
2, 3, 4 languages, and we in India we have one mother tongue, then we learn English, we learn Hindi, and we probably learn one more foreign language. So, and एक बार once we left school, college, we told ourselves we can't learn a new subject. There's only one more subject, and any person, I challenge that person to tell me this is not my subject. Come on, money is everybody's subject. So you are a psychologist, she's an architect, and you are a consultant. Who is not interested in money? Tell me that. जिंदगी भर पैसा कमाने में 10-12 hours a day, 6 days a week, okay, 250 days a year, we keep on spending time in earning money, but वो जो पैसा है ना, इनफैक्ट मेरे को कभी कोई पिक्चर पेंट करना है तो ऐसा पिक्चर होगा कि एक बंदा सोफे पे बैठा है और एक बंदा नीचे जो है वो झाड़ू पोता मार रहा है. So the person who is mopping the floor is you, and the person sitting on the sofa is your money. You're spending day and night earning money. The money is not earning.
Yeah. Doing
Money for
something
you.
for us.
Yeah.
Yes, doing something for you.
Is not at work.
What is this? I just defined passive income.
Passive income. Yeah.
Is your money working day and night? Even if you are on a holiday, your money should keep working for you. Such that कितना passive income होना चाहिए कि 10 साल बाद, 15 साल बाद, you can say bye bye to your boss, bye bye to your company where you're working, to your business, and then you work only if you want to work. You should not continue working for money for lifelong like our parents did. Okay.
I think it will be a very empowered state if we reach there.
Why
I mean,
not?
itself, yeah. We want to reach there. In fact, that's why we are here, I guess.
Yeah.
Money working for us. But money, we see it as energy, like energy. So
Yes.
our energy we've already put in, and that's the reward we get in terms
So
of
I'll
money.
tell you a secret. First start believing that you are already a dollar millionaire. And then start. Why doubt?
Thank you for listening to the AUM Finance podcast. Remember that all investments are subject to market and other risks, and one should read offer docs and other documents carefully before investing.